All right, shifting focus now to the other big story. We're tracking Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has landed in Ahmedabad. On your screen are visuals of Netanyahu's plane landing in Ahmedabad. He's likely to be greeted by Prime Minister Modi at the airport. The two will then participate in a roadshow. Cultural dance performances there taking place at the airport itself. It's likely to be an interesting day in Ahmedabad. After Xi Jinping and Shinzo Abe, Benjamin Netanyahu becomes the third head of state who Modi is hosting in his home state. Remember, before becoming the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi was the Chief Minister of Gujarat, and he seems to be showcasing his state before all the heads of states who are visiting the country. First, it was China's Xi Jinping, then Shinzo Abe, and now Benjamin Netanyahu expected to participate in cultural programs and enjoy a cultural evening in Ahmedabad. We're also being told that industrialists from both sides will be holding a meeting. Now, yesterday we saw Benjamin Netanyahu and his wife visiting the Taj Mahal. They got pictures. They also clicked with the monument. We also saw baby Moshe, who has accompanied the Israeli delegation, visit the Shabad house in Mumbai along with his grandparents. Remember, baby Moshe's parents were killed in the 26/11 attacks in Mumbai. It's been an emotional trip for the Israeli delegation. The Netanyahu is, of course, enjoying that visit to the Taj Mahal yesterday. Now he's landing here in Ahmedabad and is expected to participate in a roadshow with the Prime Minister, who's hosting him in his home state. Benjamin Netanyahu expected to participate in an 8-kilometer long roadshow in an open vehicle which will reportedly be decked with flowers. They'll be riding in an open vehicle from the airport to the Sabarmati ashram, where Benjamin Netanyahu will be paying tribute to the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi. Almost 50,000 people are expected to line up on the route as the two leaders drive down that road amidst heavy security. It's been an exciting visit for the Israeli Prime Minister. There have been power-packed meetings. First, they saw a meeting with the Prime Minister in Delhi. There were delegation-level talks. Benjamin Netanyahu, in fact, also spoke to India Today's Raj Chengappa, and we played out that exclusive interview for you where he said that Modi was a revolutionary leader and had greatly helped in improving ties between India and Israel. Remember, before Benjamin Netanyahu's visit to India, there was some talk of a chill in ties between India and Israel, considering that India had voted against the country at the UN when it came to deciding whether or not Jerusalem can be identified as the capital of Israel. All right, Prime Minister Modi also getting off that plane in Ahmedabad. We have Jumana Shah, who's with us live from the city. Jumana, were Benjamin Netanyahu and Prime Minister Modi traveling together on this aircraft?
No, Mr. Modi was here before Mr. Netanyahu arrived. He, I believe, arrived today morning, Mr. Modi, that is Prime Minister. And he arrived around 10 o'clock at 10:15 at the airport, and Mr. Netanyahu was expected around 10:30. So, yeah, he was here before Mr. Netanyahu. And from here to Bawla, yes, they'll be traveling together, yes.
Jumana, stay on with us. We're also being joined by our Foreign Affairs Editor, Geeta Mohan, who's with us live this morning. Geeta, does it come as a surprise to you that all heads of states, after delegation-level meetings and strategic partnership being discussed in Delhi, head to Ahmedabad?
Well, not all, Simi, but the crucial ones, certainly. We've seen the Chinese President Xi Jinping, we saw Shinzo Abe here, and now we're seeing Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, who will also be here in moments from now. Like Jumana rightly pointed out, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is already landed in Ahmedabad, and he will be receiving his guest, Benjamin Netanyahu, at the airport. From there, this entire stretch of road that you see will be are full of people waiting to see the Prime Ministers and the roadshow that will culminate, Simi, at the Gandhi Ashram, which has happened in the past as well. It seems like all world leaders are coming down to the Gandhi Ashram to send out a very strong message of peace and brotherhood. When we talk about foreign policy, we know that the importance of foreign policy is to ensure that there is peace and tranquility across the world. And in that, taking all the communities together. We've seen women who've come here since early morning, and now we're seeing the Parsi community also, Simi, that's here. How excited are you, and what's the message that you see when it comes to Indo-Israel ties and communities coming together? Sir, would you like to speak?
You got me finally. Follow.
How excited are you, and what's the message that India-Israel ties really brings about in terms of bringing communities together?
I don't think there can be a better example than India when we talk of diversity and yet the unity that we represent as a nation. And despite the fact that we are here as a minority, one has never ever felt that you are not a part of this country. There has always been that sense of belonging, that sense of welcome, that sense of safety, security, whatever you want to call it. As a nation, well, we have enjoyed it for the last, I think, 1400 years, ever since we came in. And wherever Parsis have gone, we have always been welcomed with an open arm.
That's right. Unity and diversity is what we're looking at over here, Simi. That's a very strong message that comes not just from the leadership of the country, but also India as a nation.
Right, Geeta, stay on with us. Let's also get a word from Jumana, who's with us live from Ahmedabad. Jumana, take us through the cultural programs that have been organized for Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu.
So there are 55 to 75 stages. You know, there are different there's a huge number of stages set across the road where they will be traveling. It's at the distance of about 7 to 8 kilometers, and we are expecting cultural programs, especially dances or other performances of different states across the country to be held on this route. So it's and also there are going to be lots of people. It is going to be open to some people, of course, with keeping the security concerns in mind, and they will have a chance to witness all of this and see Prime Minister Netanyahu and Modi in flesh and blood. So it's a very exciting time for citizens of Ahmedabad, because road shows tend to be a big draw, because along with the fact that you can see your leaders, you also get to see a huge amount of cultural entourage and cultural whole energy around that is very interesting, Simi.
Right, and you telling us, Jumana, that almost 50 stages have been set up. I'm sure the people who are setting up the stage have also gotten used to the kind of arrangements that need to be put into place to host state leaders. I believe they'll also be heading to I Create Center in Balwa city and the Center for Agriculture in Sabarmati later.
Yeah. Yes, so Baula is just outside Ahmedabad. It's about 60 kilometers from Ahmedabad. It's I Create is a center where entrepreneurship is. It's an incubator of sorts, but it's not a mere incubator for students. It is something that is for advanced incubation also, and it's not necessary that you need to be a student of a particular university or a particular institute to be incubated here, as it is typically with institutes who incubate students of their own students. So here you can go with a great idea and say that all you need technology support and the support to reach out to the markets, especially the international markets, and I Create does that for you. So the I Create is supported by a huge board of advisors. Many of them are leading businessmen from across the country. Narendra Modi of Infosys was the chairman emeritus. He's now the former chairman, and so it was basically when it was started. This is how it started. When Mr. Modi was chief minister of Gujarat, he had planned it, and the campus came into being earlier last year, sometime mid last year actually, 2017. And today Mr. Modi and Mr. Netanyahu are going to dedicate the campus to the nation. It's a sprawling campus spread over 40 acres and state-of-the-art facilities and technology support, labs, you name it, and it's all there. Simi.
All right, stay with us, Jumana. We're also being joined by BJP spokesperson GVL Narasimha Rao, who's with us live. GVL Narasimha Rao, this, a grand celebration taking place in Ahmedabad also goes on to show how Prime Minister Modi has been able to make Netanyahu feel at home, and we're seeing a boost in ties as well between the two countries.
No, absolutely. I think after the Prime Minister's visit to Israel, this visit of the Prime Minister of Israel takes the levels to our relations to a yet another higher level. This has been stated by none other than Mr. Netanyahu himself, the Prime Minister of Israel. So there is, I think, over the past few years, we have seen how we've been able to engage with every part of the world, every country in the world. I think today India's relations with the entire world are at a level that we have not seen for 7 decades. We have Israel, this was the Prime Minister's first visit to Israel. We have dehyphenated Israel ties with Palestine. We have been able to increase our security cooperation, energy cooperation. So I think the new dynamism that has come into foreign policy under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister, and also the new diplomacy and the modern diplomacy that we have actually seen developing over the past 3 years. I think we have largely seen traditional diplomacy in this being practiced hitherto, but today you see modern diplomacy where citizen contact, citizens also play a significant role. Culture and our traditions play a bigger part in our relationship, and the kind of coverage you get for the foreign visits of foreign dignitaries. I think I'm sure you have never had a live coverage of events like this or visits like this in the past. So I think this certainly has a new place. The new diplomacy, modern diplomacy adds a great degree of not only flavor, it also helps strengthen your relations with the countries, with the important nations of the world. Right. Israel has been a very important partner for us as far as matters of defense, agriculture, energy are concerned. Right. And this visit only showcases yet another, this only marks yet another milestone in our bilateral relations.
Absolutely. Mr. Rao, stay on with us. You made a very important point that India has been able to dehyphenate Israel from Palestine. It's managed to ensure good ties with both Israel and Palestine. It's also managed to get close to the Gulf bloc. Let's also get a word from Ankit Tyagi, who's going to take us through the route that Prime Minister Modi and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will be taking from the airport to the Sabarmati ashram, where that 8-kilometer long roadshow will take place. Ankit, over to you.
7.6 kilometer of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's trademark roadshow. Ahmedabad now, it seems, is all geared up to receive the third head of the state, which will be visiting the city. The city, of course, people of Ahmedabad must have seen more of the head of the states than anywhere else in the country. And very quickly, let me take you through. This is the Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel International Airport, where you just saw the plane of Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, landing. From here, a 7.6 kilometer route that the Prime Ministers will be taking. That will be the road show. And as you can see behind me, I'll take you on this big screen. Although right now the Google shows that there are certain red marks, but when the head of the states will travel on this, it won't take 22 minutes. On most of these points, there are podiums which have been made where performers will be from all across, will be portraying all from the art from dance forms from all across the country. This is the Sabarmati bridge, the Subhash bridge, which they will cross and then will go to the Sabarmati ashram on the riverfront right here. This is the Sabarmati Ashram Road, and this is where the Prime Ministers of both the country will go in, and Benjamin Netanyahu, the Israeli Prime Minister, will pay his tributes, his homage to the father of the nation. So 7.6 kilometer of the red carpet road show which will showcase all the art forms from across the country.
And Ankit, of course, you know that stretch very well, because when the Prime Minister was there on Sabarmati River in his seaplane, you were there getting all the rich visuals from Ahmedabad. Let's also get a word from Jumana Shah, who's with us live. Jumana, you spoke about 50 podiums that have been put up en route from the airport to the Sabarmati Ashram, where cultural performances will be taking place. What kind of security arrangements are you seeing along this stretch?
Yeah, there is a massive security arrangement. That was a very interesting question. There are there's a 7-layer security. So what you will be seeing, we will get visuals of both the Prime Ministers passing through. But beyond the roads, till about 1 kilometer, there is extremely high security on the road between where Prime Ministers will be traveling. Also, there is the RTO, the Road Transport Organization. The office is there. So the office is closed, which is extremely busy area. The Ahmedabad collectorate is also on its way. So all these areas are closed. All these offices, very, very crucial offices, are shut down till at least 12 o'clock, till the road show is over. So that is one thing. Then they will also be crossing the Sabarmati River. And for that, there are patrolling going on in the river also. So there's a special task force which is sort of patrolling the water on boats with their arms and ammunitions in place. So it's massive security. It's a big. Though that said, this is not the first time again. We had the Japan Prime Minister, we had the Chinese Prime Minister. So our security agencies are also pretty much in place for this. Yeah.
Right, Jumana, stay with us. Our Foreign Affairs editor Geeta Mohan is also with us live from Ahmedabad. Geeta, as Mr. Rao pointed out, that India has successfully been able to dehyphenate Israel from Palestine. It's managed to get close to the Gulf bloc as well. And, we managed to do this despite the fact that India voted against Israel in a recent vote at the UN, and the fact that India cancelled a $500 million deal with Rafael.
Well, that's right. The fact that Israel is an important partner for India has been spelled out very clearly in all the arrangements that have been made for the Israeli Prime Minister. Having said that, there are concerns that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu expressed when it comes to the vote. He said he was disappointed, but Israel also understands the sensitivities. The argument India gives is that why is there a need for Prime Minister to visit Ramallah if he's visiting Israel, and why is there a need for India then to continue a support to Israel on a vote that does not help India's matters when it comes to India vis-a-vis the Arab world. Hence, the dehyphenation in India's foreign policy when it comes to Israel and Palestine has happened in many ways than one, and in all probability it helps India then to explain to both sides the decisions on foreign policy that India takes. But like Jumana was saying, while security preparations over here are in place, Simi, it is very different when we talk about the Israeli delegation. The Israeli security has multi-layers security checks. There are areas that have been cordoned, that have been designated for people to sit. There are areas that have been designated for the media, and nobody now is going to be allowed onto the road in the streets of this entire stretch from the airport to Gandhi Ashram. Israeli security officials have already completely looked at the Gandhi Ashram and done an absolute thorough security check of the Sabarmati Ashram. We had the Israeli officials who were right outside just a while ago, Simi, and they've just gone in to look at and sanitize the area inside as well.
All right, Geeta, stay on with us. On our screens are visuals of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his wife along with the Prime Minister. The Israeli Prime Minister landed in Ahmedabad a few minutes ago. A red carpet literally being spread out for the Prime Minister and his wife. Narendra Modi there taking the Israeli Prime Minister to the different artists who gathered there to welcome him in Ahmedabad. Jumana is also telling us that almost 50 stages have been propped up between the airport and Sabarmati.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you would love to.